Hey guys, this girl got game. Welcome back to Never Forget Me, where we're starting Lawrence's sad endings. And the neutral ending was sad enough as it was and broke my heart. I don't know how this is gonna go, but I feel I'm gonna be even more ticked off at Amy. Anyway, our first choice is we confess to our sweet, loving mother-in-law. Well, we just got married, so we haven't talked much about the long term. That's surprising. Lawrence has always been a planner, and I know that he wants kids. Oh, I know. Maybe he'll have grandkids, or maybe not. We'll see. Monica tilts her head and stares me down, causing me to squirm a little. Sorry about that, it's my husband's phone. She's so intimidating. So unlike Lawrence. Is this woman really his mother? How do you think Lawrence got that way? Listen, Amy. I can tell that you are lying to me. I'm going to get the truth somehow, either from you or Lawrence. Really, I confessed instead of lying, and this time she called me out? So why don't you just cut the crap? I swear, this woman could do interrogation for the police. Excuse me. She's got a wild look in her eyes that I don't quite trust. I feel like if I keep up with this charade, she's going to tie me to the chair and slowly pour hot coffee on me until I confess. Okay, maybe not, but she's still scary. We haven't done any, baby making yet, if you know what I mean. So, at this point, grandchildren is impossible unless I'm to be the next Virgin Mary. My cheeks burn with embarrassment, but I continue. No, stop. Please don't tell Lawrence I asked you this, but I was actually wondering if you know why he's so hesitant to, you know. Monica responds quickly, really quickly, as if she's offended. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Lawrence is a normal boy. Clearly it must be something on your end. Oh, pang of guilt shoots through me. My fault? I hadn't even considered that. Is Lawrence not attracted to me anymore and that's why he can't? Maybe it's because I gained weight on our honeymoon. Oh no, I guess I've let myself go a little. I glance at my baggy sweatpants, which seem to confirm this notion. But then, I thought love was caring about someone no matter what. Yeah, except when it doesn't suit Amy. If Lawrence can't even bring himself to sleep with me, then does he really love me? Did he fall out of love with me? Was it because of something I did? I frown, feeling worse than before. Yes, it must be my fault. I'll try harder to be a better wife. Monica grins smugly and pats me on the hand. Good. Monica finally left, but not without insisting that she dust the place first. Is this the same? Okay. Everything else was the same. Right, well I'll start stat building and bring you in for the next scene, guys. Alright, it's very quiet at scene 2, where that horrible man who backhanded his child just left with his ice creams and whatnot. This time I'm going to tell Lawrence he handled the situation well. It sucks that we have to deal with jerks like that. Yeah. And in this business, you have to adopt the customer's always right policy, otherwise you lose business. Lawrence frowns, signifying his agreement. Thanks for handling that. I was in a bad mood because it's been such a hectic day, and I think I was a little short with him. You really diffused the situation. Clearly pleased to have my approval, Lawrence perks up. I just figured it's only $6. I would rather pay that than have to have everybody fight. I wish I could be as patient as you are. I felt like I was about ready to hit that guy. I can feel that way too. It's just, it doesn't really do any good, does it? Fighting back, I mean. I furrow my brow, confused by his choice of words. My heart breaks. I guess? I mean, it's good to stand up for yourself, but at the same time you just need to realize that you can't reason with certain people. Yeah. Lawrence looks down reflectively and is quiet for a moment, then he snaps back to reality. How are you? I mean, how's your, my butt? It hurts a bit, and I think it's a little swollen. Really? How swollen? On a scale from 1 to 10, I'd say female dancer in a rap video. I'm glad to see him smile. He was looking real gloomy there for a second. Better get back to work, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence's eyes widen. It's like he totally forgot we had a line out the door. We returned to work, and thankfully business operations run smoothly for the rest of the day. Well, except for that lactose-intolerant kid that puked on the floor, but honestly, that's a fairly common occurrence in ice cream shops. I did not know that. I wonder if that was supposed to be the good option I should have chosen. I was torn on that one. But at the same time, I feel like I was telling him, you need to stand up to bullies like that and don't let them walk all over you, so... who can really say? But we'll get back to stat building. Bring you back for the next scene, guys. Oh boy, well this is going to explode in our face terribly. Ugh, I don't want to do this, but I'm so sorry, Lawrence, for doing this to you. Horse aside, the scene is pretty steamy. I eye Lawrence cautiously, wondering if he has the same stirring sensation as I do. I stretch out my arm and touch his forearm in order to rest my suspicion. He flinches slightly. He always does this when I touch him, but soon I feel him relax. Oh. I lean in slowly and place my lips against his, taking great care to make slow, gentle movements as I interact with him. Well, he allowed this to happen. He kisses me back, giving me the confidence to press forward. Gradually, I move my lips down to his ear and eventually to his neck, kissing bits of his skin as I do. My hands travel down his lean chest, with my fingers gently tickling him as they work their way closer to his hips. His body quivers at my touch, and he takes my hands in his in what I wrongfully assume is a playful gesture. Giggling, I try to run free from his grasp. Eeh.
Stop.
I raise my eyes to meet his. Surprisingly, I'm met with a somber expression. Definitely not what I expected. Am I really that bad at foreplay? Suddenly, Lawrence begins to tremble and his breathing becomes unsteady. Embarrassed, he lets go of me and turns away. What did I do? What's wrong?
I can't.
I place my hand on his arm in a calming manner, only to have Lawrence lurch and recoil at my touch.
Please, don't touch me.
Lawrence, tell me what's wrong.
It's nothing.
Clearly, it's not nothing. He pauses, taking a moment to collect himself, then responds.
I know my mom thinks it's your fault, but it's not. It's me. It's all my fault. I'm the problem.
Confused, I tilt my head. What's he talking about? Monica, you big-mouthed. Then it hits me. The conversation Monica and I had over pancakes! I can't believe she told Lawrence about it. It's okay. We'll work through this.
It can't be... I don't think it can be fixed.
I frown, unsure what to say. It's just performance anxiety, right? Sure, that can be fixed. Let's just change the channel and forget about all of this.
Just turn it off. I don't feel like watching anymore.
Without another word, Lawrence settles into bed and rolls over, facing the direction opposite me. Fine. I didn't really want to watch the sexy cowboy either. I click the TV off and pull the sheets up to my chin, feeling a bit cold. Maybe you should put some clothes on. As I lay in bed, shivering, my mind begins to race as I replay the events leading up to this moment, until... Stop. Don't overanalyze this, Amy. So you two had a fight. All couples have fights sometimes. It's totally normal. Even though you don't understand what you did wrong. Seriously, what did I do? Most men would be thrilled if their wives initiated things, wouldn't they? No, don't get mad at Lawrence. The person I should be mad at here is Monica. What possessed her to share a private and very personal conversation with Lawrence? That woman is crazy. Maybe it's her fault Lawrence is so... Well, whatever is wrong with Lawrence. I'm not sure what the correct word is for it. All I'm saying is you couldn't possibly go through an upbringing with her without having a few battle scars, am I right? Considering the fact that she's his mother, it's a miracle he came out as normal as he did. As I brood, I gradually begin to drift into fitful sleep. I had several nightmares that night, all of which contained Monica in some shape or form. Lovely sleeping. Ugh, pleasant dreams and so forth. Bleh. Alrighty. Well, we're getting there. See you in the next scene, guys. Well, this time we're gonna listen to our best friends in the whole wide world's advice. They're so smart and totally not the worst. So we're gonna start a fight, because it'll go out swimmingly. Barf. I twirl so that my back is to him, then muster an exaggerated pout. I think you love your mom more than me. That time you spend calling her each night could be spent in bed with me.
No, Amy.
His hand twitches as if he wants to reach out and grab me, but he refrains. Instead, he fiddles with his fingers, repeatedly interlocking them and then pulling them apart.
It's just...
I hear his voice quiver, prompting me to face him. Oh, Lawrence, stop crying. Though his head is hung, I'm still able to see the moisture collected in his eyes. Instantly, my heart sinks. I didn't mean for my words to have this kind of effect on him.
She lives all alone. I know that must be hard on her. I remember when I was a kid, she used to come into my room and wish me good night. I just feel like I ought to do that too.
His voice cracks and he continues.
I didn't mean... I really do love you, Amy. But does that mean that I've got to give up my mom?
Ah, my heart! It's melting! I'm sorry. I was just trying to be funny. I didn't mean to hurt you. And yeah, it is a bit weird that you call your mom every night, but it's also endearing. One of the things I fell in love with was your tender heart. He smiles at me sincerely, warming my heart. I feel guilty for simply attempting to lightheartedly antagonize my husband. As we crawl into bed, I resolve to deal with his reluctance more delicately in the future. And also to make a kick-butt breakfast that will blow his mind in the morning as a sort of apology. Aww. That's good. Good for you, girl. Right. Well, I'll get back to fixing my stats and building that affection. See you in the next scene. Well, we found our old lingerie that we used to wear for Aaron. And this time, I'm gonna stick with my Spider-Man undies. Can't believe I said that. Alright. Spider-Man! He does whatever a spider can. Can't go wrong with him. Besides, I don't think it's a good idea to just spring something on Lawrence. He's an avid planner, and therefore not a big fan of surprises. If he wants me to wear lingerie, I imagine we'd have to buy it together, or I'd at least need to get his approval. At this point, especially considering we haven't even consummated yet, lingerie might embarrass or freak him out. It could lead to a fight, but even if it doesn't, there will still be a lot of disappointment on my end. Why bother? And I already decided that I wasn't going to push this. The only thing I could see him going for is Spider-Man lingerie. I chuckle at the thought. Wait, is that a thing? Now curious, I pull out my laptop and I'm embarrassed to say spend the next hour scouring eBay. No dice on the lingerie, but I did find a disturbing Spider-Man GIMP mask. Great, there goes the possibility of sleep without nightmares. Some things can never be unseen. Sorry, Amy. That could have gone a little better for you. Alright, see you in the next scene, guys. Oh boy, well this is going to be another fun option to pick. Don't ever say this to your mother-in-law, no matter how ticked you might be. This is never... Don't say this to anybody. Never mind. Don't ever tell someone, can you tell your mom to mind her own business and let me cook? Ah! Monica turns to me, her hands on her hips. Excuse me? Do I ever butt in when you're cooking? No? Then why can't you pay me the same respect? The difference is that I can cook and you can't. I'm trying to help you. What if I want to do something on my own? Can you just once let me do something and keep your opinions to yourself? I was just going to make some gravy, Amy. I don't understand why you're getting so worked up about it. It's not about the gravy. You're constantly wedging yourself in the middle of me and Lawrence and telling us what to do. I mean, you won't shut up about grandkids? I'm not forcing you two to have grandkids. Yeah, you kind of are. Talking about it all the time puts a lot of pressure on us, and that's basically the same as forcing it on us. No, it's not. Lawrence, tell her it's not the same. Lawrence, who has sheepishly stood by this whole time, stammers in response. His body seems to have had an adverse reaction to abruptly being called into the middle of the fight. His skin, which is normally very pale, now sports a pinkish-red color, and he seems to have been rendered speechless. He wipes the excess moisture from his palms onto his pants, and finally managed to muster more than confused, uncomfortable sounds.
I have to go to the bathroom.
No, you don't! Come on, Lawrence, I know you agree with me.
Well...
Lawrence, I don't understand how you can let her talk to your mother like this. You are her husband, the head of the household. Scold your wife. I'm not sure if you're aware, but this isn't the 50s. There was this thing called women's rights. Long story short, Lawrence does not scold me because we're both adults in an equal partnership.
Amy, Well, I think Mom is right.
What? Are you kidding me?
Not about the head of the household thing. But I think that suggesting something is very different from forcing something on someone, you know?
Well, that may be, but you know that Monica doesn't just suggest stuff. Well, I don't know how to put it into words, but you know what I mean.
I don't think I do, Amy.
I'm shocked. I always thought we were on the same page. Now I find out we're not, and in front of Monica, too. Well, if this isn't just the most embarrassing thing ever... Lawrence, I cannot live like this. Maybe you can, but not me. So what's it going to be? Me or your mom?
You're joking.
I assure you I am not.
But don't make me...
Arms crossed, I maintain my position.
Mom, maybe it's best if you leave now.
So you're picking her over your own mother?
I'm not picking anyone. I love you both, but it's clear that you need some time apart.
Lawrence hesitates, but finally takes his mother by the hand, wincing as he does, and leads her out of the kitchen and to the door. I hear them talking a bit in the doorway, but I'm unable to make out what they're saying. Then I hear the front door shut. Afterwards, Lawrence walks into the bedroom and shuts that door too. Dismayed, I unplug the slow cooker and turn off the stove. So much for family dinner. Ugh. That went terribly. Absolutely horribly. Ugh. Alright, next scene. Boo. Alright, we saw our favorite actor on TV talking about open relationships in this new movie. And this time we're not going to be honest with him. We're going to break the tension with a joke. They say that laughter alleviates tension, so I decided to go the comedic route. I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man's permission. I can do what I want. Lawrence's eyes widen in horror.
So you've already...
Oh yeah, all the time.
Were you with someone I knew?
Sure. I mean, it's a large number, so you're bound to know a few of them.
Large? How large?
I don't know. In the triple digits, maybe?
What? Triple digits?
By now, Lawrence's skin has turned a nearly colorless shade of white. Lawrence, you need to go on a long holiday to the Bahamas after this route. I better stop before I give the poor guy a heart attack. You know I'm only joking, right? I would never cheat on you. Seriously, I haven't even considered being with someone else. Besides, it goes against the new lifestyle I've adopted.
What?
Didn't I tell you? I'm a nun now. I'm moving into the monastery next week. I've been watching Call the Obstetrician on the British channel, and the idea of living in a stuffy church with a bunch of old women really appealed to me. Not to mention, watching that show makes me incredibly scared to get pregnant and eventually give birth. So I figured, why not be celibate for life? Problem solved. Yeah. Rather than laugh, Lawrence instead glares at me, tears filling his eyes.
I was being serious. I've been racked with worry over how I might be affecting you. When I want to have a real conversation about it, you just joke it off.
Lawrence, calm down. I really don't understand why you're getting so upset. Doesn't this just confirm that I haven't been hurt by your abstinence? Isn't that a good thing? I pause, slightly hesitant, but determined nonetheless to voice a question that's been nagging me. Speaking of... And the rest played out the exactly same way. Rightio. Well, I'm almost maxed out his affection, so I'll go finish that and then pull you in for the next scene, guys. Oh, good grief, this horrible scene again. Ugh, hearing that slap. Okay, well this time I'm stepping in for Lawrence. Whatever has destabilized my husband can wait. When at work, the customer always comes first. It's not a big deal, sir. We'll get your son another cone, free of charge. I stride past Lawrence and gently push him to the side as I reach into the container and retrieve the boy another scoop. After placing it on the waffle cone, I hand it to the boy, and fortunately he doesn't drop it this time. The man starts to pull some money out of his wallet, but I quickly interject. It's on the house, sir. Besides... I lower my voice so that just the man can hear, taking great care to lace my tone with a hint of embitterment. The boy deserves more than a free cone after that. I just wish I could give him something cold to place on that throbbing welt you gave him. The man simply narrows his eyes in response and mutters something under his breath before exiting the shop with his son. Lawrence scared him a lot more than I did. I try to take a mental picture as he leaves, wondering if I could report him to child services. Then again, would the cops even take me seriously? I'm thoroughly disgusted with the world, but then decide to shake the thought. It doesn't do any good to focus on the bad. I might as well get back to work and try to enrich the lives of our good customers. You know, the ones who actually love their children and don't beat them. So I plaster a smile on my face and greet the next customer in line. And does that... Okay. And then, oh, scary music played. Whew, alright. Yeah, that didn't go nearly as well as last time. And the next one is going to be even more of a doozy. So I'll see you for that one, guys. Alright, instead of being Lawrence's guardian angel, we're gonna freak him out even more by taking his hand. I don't know how to help Lawrence, and he's clearly not himself. Well, not his present self, anyway. Not knowing what to say, I reach out and grab his hand instead. Immediately, he jerks it away and screams as if in pain.
So stop! I'm sorry!
Eddie snaps again, and this time it works. Lawrence's eyes fling open. They're bloodshot, which Eddie tells me is a common side effect of hypnosis. Okay. Lawrence doubles over on the couch, still shaking with labored breaths.
I can't believe... I forgot. Wow.
Tears begin to fill my eyes. I never understood what Lawrence was dealing with. I guess I'll never fully understand, but at least today I was given a glimpse. Eddie chimes in, his voice breaking a bit near the beginning. Oh, you do have a heart in there still. Even he was touched.
I, definitely think you'd benefit from further therapy. I think we've made a real breakthrough today, but keep in mind that the healing process is a long one. And Amy, I think it's a good idea to avoid touching Lawrence for a while. As you saw, it can have negative effects on his psyche. You should let him initiate touch, or at least have his permission beforehand. Otherwise, it might trigger a flashback or pain related to his abuse. However, I definitely say that you're on the right track. With time, your haptophobia can diminish or go away altogether, especially if you're able to come to terms with what happened to you as a child.
Eddie observes both of us, a deeply serious glint in his eye.
It will be difficult, though. This is just the tip of the iceberg.
Lawrence and I exchange glances. Even though he's clearly exhausted, both physically and mentally, he straightens slightly. Then, wearing as much of a smile as he can muster, he looks into my eyes and speaks.
You've been so patient with me, but please just wait a little longer. I promise I'm going to beat this.
Aww. Why did you have to say that, though, Lawrence? Because I'm gonna break both of our hearts in a bit. For the next scene, which is the last scene, guys. Alrighty. Last scene. I got all the affection, all the culture. And now it's just the first of the two sad endings, so let's let him answer his mother's phone call. That girl's idea. Achievement unlocked.
I'd better, otherwise she'll be really mad.
He taps a button on the phone screen, then brings the device to his ear.
Hello?
Monica's response is so loud that Lawrence cringes and has to pull the phone away from his ear. She's livid, screaming into the receiver, accusing Lawrence of trying to make her worry so much that she has a heart attack. She's speaking so loudly that even I, over on the other side of the blanket, can hear her clearly. She shrieks about some other choice statements, such as, "You're the reason I have so much gray hair," and "when I was your age." Suddenly I hear her say, "I bet this was that girl's idea, right?" That girl? If she means his wife, then yeah, I'm that girl. Finally reaching my breaking point, I tear the phone from Lawrence's hands and yell into it. "I didn't realize that we had to run our date nights by you for approval. I'm sorry our marriage is getting in the way of your selfish routine." I press the call end button with my thumb and angrily throw the phone at Lawrence, which he unsurprisingly doesn't manage to catch.
Amy, phones are expensive.
Lawrence hurriedly recovers the device and inspects it.
Okay, it looks like you didn't damage it. That's good.
Really? You're worried about your stupid phone right now?
But it's a my phone.
A my phone. I actually want one of those. That'd be the only way I'd buy one of those if it's called a my phone. I'm packing my things and staying with Gwenda for a while. Feel free to call me after you've cut your umbilical cord from your mother. I storm down the hill expecting Lawrence to follow me, but he does not. He calls out to me, begging me to come back, but ultimately chooses to stay and pack up. My chest feels tight, and tears begin to roll down my cheeks as I pull out my phone and dial Gwenda's number. I love Lawrence, but things can't stay like this. This is for his own good. He needs to grow up. I hope he can, otherwise this will never work. That girl's idea. Phew, that ended in a hurry. I do not want people to be very agreeable, as it saves me the trouble of liking them a great deal. Jane Austen. I knew I had read that somewhere before. Sometime later, in the special ending... Oh, we got our dress back! The actress. Also, this is the bathroom from Roommates. But we got our dress back. I inspect my appearance in the dressing room mirror. The hairstylist certainly did a good job of making my hair look like it always does. I marvel as I inspect the tight ringlets that fall over my shoulder. It really does look like I've stepped out of another century. Yeah. Or another game. A sudden knock on the door pulls me out of my thoughts. Come in. Aw, Gwenda! The door swings open and I'm met by the sight of Gwenda. She's grinning, carrying a large bouquet. There's Ophelia! Oh, Ophelia. Are you nervous? A little. I mean, I've got to convincingly portray a girl who goes insane. It's not the easiest thing to do. Pfft, I don't know, I think it should come natural. Not to mention all the hoity-toity reviewers in the audience. Please don't mention them. I'm nervous enough as it is. Amy? Yes? They wanted me to ask if it was alright before they came in. A couple of other visitors wanted to wish you luck before the show. A couple of... But who? Oh. Lawrence sheepishly appears in the doorframe, followed by Monica. Oh. It's been a while.
Yeah.
We gaze at each other for several moments, an awkward uneasiness filling the room. Despite the tension, there's an air of wistfulness and mystery. I mean, I was married to this man. I loved him. Or maybe I still love him. I'm not sure. Seeing the peculiar mood, Gwenda escorts Monica out of the room, saying that they better go find their seats.
I'm glad things are going so well for you.
Thanks. But what about you? How are things?
The shop is doing well. In fact, I was able to open up another one on the other side of town.
No kidding?
I know you haven't had time to visit since you moved away, but if you're ever in town, feel free to stop by. I'll give you an ice cream on the house.
I'd like that. It's not the stage manager, it's that guy who had his kid. Another person appears in the doorframe, this time the stage manager. He calls for places and hurries down the hall to inform the other actors.
I guess you've got to go.
Yes.
Can we catch up after the show?
There's an after party.
Oh.
But you can come if you want.
Okay.
The offer seems to have made him happy. He leaves my dressing room with a little more spring to his step than before. I exit too and wait in the stage wings. I'm sincerely happy for him, and while part of me does wonder what life would be like if things had worked out between us, I wouldn't trade anything in the world for my acting career. Suddenly I hear my cue. I step out onto the brightly lit stage, ready to give the performance of my life. Like an actress should. So all that time spent at the theater, even though the seats were really uncomfortable, made her become an actress. Who would have known? But she still has a little tinge of love for him. After all of that, which is the first boy where that's actually happened. So, that was the most hopeful, sad ending that we've got so far. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We have one more to do, so I hope I'll see you over there, guys. Until then, see you later.